All right. I remember what I was going to say in my other video. And if you haven't watched my other video, I just went live a few minutes ago. Watch that too after you watch this. So there's a lot of people saying that there's an overreaction. And I wanted to talk specifically about that because there's two sides to it. Yeah, one, it could be said that people are overreacting to the severity of the virus. But here's the problem with that argument. There has to be an effort. Let's take Chicago, for instance. I live in Chicagoland. There has to be an effort in Chicagoland to try and contain a rapidly spreading, highly contagious virus that there's a population of 11 million people here. And here's the main reason. It's not so much about how many people are going to die. It's not so much about work and blah, 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 and this. We have to try and keep people from panicking and overwhelming the medical system in the United States. Think of Chicago. There's 11 million people here. How many hospitals are there? Let's say there's 1,000 hospitals. If 100,000 people get sick next week, how are these hospitals going to handle the influx of patients all at once? I mean, these are patients who will be panicking by the thousands. So this argument of everyone's panicking and overreacting, I think they're forgetting to realize that, let's take Chicago, for instance. I think there's 25 people in Chicagoland have been diagnosed. That 25 can quickly become several thousand, like overnight, because there's already thousands of people that have it that don't know it. I think we all realize that. And if we can prevent several 100,000 people from not getting it right away, there'd be less of a chance of having an overrun of the medical hospital system, the ERs. So in Chicagoland, they're already setting up tents outside of the hospitals to try and handle and manage what they predict will be an overrun of not hundreds, but thousands of sick people. I mean, thousands of sick people. So if they can cancel the next 100 large gathering events in Chicagoland and prevent several thousands of people from contracting this right now, then that's a smart business decision. That's a smart decision by health officials, by school officials, by concert promoters. In a society as large as the United States, if you suddenly have so many people all getting sick at the same time, then it's a recipe for absolute disaster. In Italy, they are, in certain circumstances, having to go into wartime situations where they have to literally choose and deny who is sicker than the other person. Choose or deny who's going to live and who's going to die. Italy was not prepared. The United States is trying to not make the same mistakes China or Italy did, but they may have already made those same mistakes. Banning travel to Europe may be too late. That decision, there's a high likelihood that decision should have come several weeks ago. I don't know this to be true, but from my experience, from my knowledge in epidemiology and infectious disease and viruses, I tend to believe that as a fact, that it's a little bit too late. This virus is all over the United States already, we just don't know it. Thousands of people have it that have not been diagnosed. That's highly likely. So that's my PSA. Please go watch my other video, check that out. And my same message is the same, just everyone needs to try and relax, take a deep breath, realize this is temporary, we will get through this, the stock market will come back, our 401ks will rebound, and like every society that faces a pandemic, we're going to learn a lot of lessons. I think, every virus is going to be a little more or a little less severe. This virus is a little bit more severe than a typical flu. It's not a lot more severe. It's just simply more severe than the typical flu or the N1H1 swine flu. There's a higher mortality rate. So reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to anything and everyone that is over the age of 70. Reach out to people that may have pre-existing health conditions, chronic respiratory disease, COPD, asthma, anyone over the age of 75. Look out for them, watch out for them, remind them to stay put for the next several weeks, bring them food, and we all just take care of each other. We'll all get through this together. And like I said in my other video, hey, if you're forced to stay home for a few weeks, you know what? Take a deep breath and enjoy it. Don't sit there and watch headline news. Go binge some Netflix series. Do something healthy for yourself and your mind. Exercise. Listen to great music like the Grateful Dead and Fish and The Doors. And if you do get sick, don't panic. Go to the doctor, get your diagnosis, and know in your heart that there's probably a 99% chance you're going to survive and you're going to get past this. It's not a death wish. This is not Ebola. This is not the plague. Okay? If it were, I wouldn't be making this video. But like I said earlier in this video, yes, large metropolitan areas and smaller ones, we need to take this very seriously, stay home, and try and prevent the immediate spread of this virus to hundreds of thousands of people. Because if we don't, it's going to overwhelm the medical system. There'll be people by the thousands waiting in line to get into the ER. There's 11 million people here in Chicagoland. Can you imagine if a high percentage of those people all got infected all at once? So I am a huge proponent of what's going on, telling people to stay put and try and prevent this virus from spreading so rapidly. You can't jump from 25 cases in Chicagoland right now to hundreds of thousands next week. It can't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. So everyone take a deep breath with me. Ready? And try and relax, okay? Much love.